Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be installing some awesome roof racks for the top of our BT50, so stay tuned. But before we get into it, make sure you, Okay, so first up, we've just got 3 boxes here. We're gonna unwrap them, unbox them, see what we've got, and then see how to install it. We'll run you through how to install it. It's a learning curve as I go, so join me. So I'll quickly run you through what we've got here. The big box is a Pioneer 6 platform, 1300 by 1240. Then we've got the backbone, which is also one of the boxes. That's like the bits that go like that for on the car. And then in the middle box, I don't know, that one's a surprise, 3 of 3. So the middle box will be a surprise to me and you. Pretty satisfying. Woohoo. Look at that. So in here you can see, oh, it's up the other way, but got our instructions here, warranty, all that stuff. So this is the 6 Series Pioneer. It's really easy on the Rhino Rack website to choose your vehicle, then choose the product you want. So I just jumped on there, 2023 Mazda BT50, and then selected what I want. This is the best product for our use. Things that we're going to be putting on the roof. Really light actually, which is what you want. Really nice. Oh, it's so good. It's got all these like little grooves in here and here for different accessories. If you jump on their website, you can see all the different things they have and sell. So the next box we're going to be opening, it's named Backbone, as you can see there. So we know what's in this one, but let's have a look at what they look like. Instructions. Here's your nice looking backbone, or one of them. Pop that there. There's the other. We're gonna have to figure out how to do, but obviously this is essentially the same stuff as that, I think. So that, and it has the adhesive on the back. When we get to that bit, we'll see what we need to do there. Then we've got a bunch of nuts and bolts and washers and spring washers and sticky things. So we'll see what we need to do there. I think we'll have to read the instructions. That's 2 out of 3 boxes. Let's see what's in the third one. This is, some goodies. So these are the eye bolts. So like I said, in the platform, you've got those grooves, these eye bolts stick in there. You can see them there. So tying things down, so much easier. So they'll be really handy. That's something we'll put on it right at the end. This one's pretty big. Cardboard. A shovel. So this is the black spade from Rhino Rack. We've also got the stow attachments that this is gonna attach onto the side, which is really cool. Super handy. This is the cam buckle pickup kit. It's essentially what you can, again, attach to the Pioneer platform and then just tie everything down. Really handy piece of kit. All right, next we've got the cable core lockdown. So I think this is like a locking mechanism, essentially kind of like a bike lock, but it attaches to the platform, meaning that, you know, you don't need to attach it to anything else on your car. You'll lock gas bottles down, jerry cans and that kind of stuff. Here's your rapid straps. This is gonna be so handy. Oh, this is a bike carrier. This is for my road bike when we go away. So this is an axle through bike carrier. So it goes through the front axle of your bike. So you take the front tire off and it holds it nice and sturdy. Some jerry can holders. Pioneer jerry can holder. So they're a really good one if you're gonna wanna put weight on the top of your car as opposed to weight at the back, where a lot of canopies and that have them. If you're thinking of being weight conscious, then having the weight, you know, between the 2 axles or closer to the rear axle. This is a really important one. We've currently got them at the back and it's not great for your axles, your suspension and all that. So bringing everything forward is a big yes from us. So all that stuff is gonna go on right at the end, I guess. That's more the accessory type of thing. First, we've got to get these backbones on, mount them properly, a Pioneer platform. Then we've got our base. That's when we can have some fun. So, I see. So it starts here. You can see it starts there. So if we look here, it says here from rear 192, which is, I'm just going to measure 192 back to there. And then from the front, it says 225 from the windscreen and then 406 all the way back. So we'll get some tape so we don't damage the car. Then we'll get some chisel, or I might try with a Stanley first. Cut it, pull it out, and then we should be good to install. So this is just painter's tape. So don't damage it, a little bit of overlap into the groove, like that. All right, exactly there. So if I draw a line down there, again, it reckons you need a chisel, but it seems excessive for rubber. After a little bit more reading, there's like a metal rod, I guess, that runs in this bit of rubber, so that's what you got to use your chisel for. So I don't have a chisel. Oh, I do have a chisel. It's in the car. I think there's one in here. And I think I got a hammer in here too. All right, let's give this a whirl. Feels weird banging a chisel on the top of your car, but firmly indent the 2 measured marks on the entire width of the ditch rubber steel reinforced strip at the front of the vehicle. So that came off. I measured it right. Really, the chisel is just to kind of indent that bit of metal that's in there, you can see, and then you kind of just work it back and forth and snap it off, and then you just use the Stanley to kind of trim any excess bits that are still on there. I'm sure as I go, the cuts will get smoother. As you can see here, it's funny, there's this like sand has got in there. There's these bits of like adhesive that were holding that down, so we've got to pull them off. And then what you can see is just this little hole there, or a little indent there, kind of looks like you can't use it. So initially I thought, oh, they haven't like put in the screw or the threaded bits, but on closer inspection and reading the instructions, you can see it's actually just a cover up of paint. All is good there. I'll probably leave them, try and get all the grit and everything out before you start. But first things first is I've got to cut the front and the other side. So we'll do that now. So all 4 on the driver's side are now, the screws are all somewhat available. Next up is read the instructions and see how we go about mounting one of them. I feel like the hard bit is just getting that rubber bit off and like getting through that bit of metal, and then once you've done that, bent it up, it's pretty much just like screwing and mounting stuff. So what's next? All right, so it says once you've mounted the backbone, it's obviously going to be like a couple of little gaps between where you have screwed it in, and then this adhesive rubber you kind of cut and it goes between. We'll mount the backbone on the driver's side, then we'll look at doing that. So it comes with these like little adhesive patches, which you put down over, I guess, the same shape. It's just to essentially to protect the paint, I would assume, so it's not metal on metal. Pretty straightforward. It's got a hole already, so you can just line it up. Push it down. I don't know whether you peel that white bit off or not, but we'll read the instructions. The 2 backbones here are identical, but they've got Rhino Rack at the front, so I'm going to use this one for the left side. We've put our adhesive things on, and we're going to just put this on, pull them off, pull the other side of the adhesive off, put this on. I've got my 4 bolts or screws in my pocket with my 4 washers and my 4 spring washers and the Allen key. So let's mount it, which it should line up pretty perfectly. Oh, that's pretty perfect. Now, I'm not going to do it up super tight. We'll do alternating. And then once you catch the thread, it's pretty fine. Thought about it. They've got this little hole here to fit your Allen key in, which makes life so much easier. So all we have to do on this side now is, I guess, put the bits of rubber in there, which have the adhesive side that they supply to you. Put it in between there, and then a little bit at the back. And then probably leave this tape on for the duration of our install. Then pull the tape off, and then this side's ready to go. So that was really easy. I mean, some of the screws are a little bit harder to get down, to get like, you got to get through, push through the adhesive, and then obviously that paint that was initially there. So I guess you can clear it out a bit more if you want to make it easiger, but you've got the spring washer as well. So it's a little bit of elbow grease with the Allen key, but not too bad otherwise. Looking good. Now for the other side. Geez for the bad lighting, but got distracted, had to do other things, but have installed this passenger side backbone. So let's have a quick look at what I've done. As you can see, done it exactly the same as the other side, taped it, found the holes, got those bits out. So I'm just in the process now of like, because there's obviously a gap between the 2 feet because you pull out that whole thing and then there's a gap left here with no rubber. But Rhino Rack do supply you with a bit of rubber, which is this. And it's also got some adhesive on it, which you can see there. So I just need to measure it, put it in, and then we're ready to put the platform on. It's nearly there. It's like you could have the backbones either way around, but I don't think that's the case. I've just noticed that they're slightly different shaped. The Rhino Rack's at the front and it has to be at the front. You can see like the hole there. It's a small triangle there, whereas here we've got quite a long bit after the hole. So put them on the right way, otherwise it'll look shit. So that is on. The backbone is on and the new rubber is in the gap. It's all screwed on tight. So let's take a look at what step we're up to. I'm assuming this works is that they give you a few different options for the different accessories that the different car you may have. There's a couple of different mounting ways you can do it. If you look at the underside of we've got this groove in here, bigger gap here for these little suckers, which are like a bolt with a big flat head, and then they that way, and then they will tighten into with a bolt that hole. Now, I mean, there's only 4 mounting points on the backbone, so you don't have that many options, but I'm just double checking that it will be that we screw into and not that. No, it can't be that. Just need to slightly adjust. These actually have like little bolts in them that are just Allen key tightened. So I measured the distance between the 2 eyelets on top of the backbones and it was a lot longer than this. So this is like, let's say this is the driver's side of the car or the passenger side of the car. The distance between like where that bolt would sit and where this bolt would sit was a lot longer up there. This was 860, that was like 970. So what we're just gonna do is slightly move these 2 bars, the 2 far ones. One's gonna go up a little bit, and the bottom one's gonna go down a bit, and hopefully we can get to that distance of 970, I think. I'll measure that again. Turns out these aren't Allen keys, they're like a little star thing. Anyway, so it's good to have a set like this, which has got everything in it. So let's undo the top ones, then the bottom ones, just a little bit, so we can just slide them up and down. Then we'll see how we go. So the good thing about this is they've actually got measurements on the side. So you don't even need to measure. You can just move them and then add it up. I'm gonna go further up on that one. What's the half of 97? 48.5. Let's go 48.5. Keep it simple. Man, having that there. Look at it, it just tells you exactly what the distance. It's so handy. Keep going, keep going. Got it? Yep. Now we need to move your... Mine are in.
Back ones, and I don't think my front one is.
All right, that worked. So now we're gonna measure, see how you can move this way?
Yeah.
We're gonna measure, so it's the exact same overhang on both sides.
Okay.
So I've got a little bit more than you from that I can see. So just go from, when you go under it like that, it hits it. So I've got 70 mil, so just 70. And what does the edge come
70.
to? Actually, so it's exactly center.
Do you want to have a look?
And also when we put in the bolts on, we have to make sure it doesn't move, because then it'll look funny. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Good, okay. Now we put the bolts
Do you think
on.
that's fine?
I just didn't think we'd get it first go. It would have to be back and forth, back and forth. All right, so we've put on the bolts underneath and we've lined it up. We just had to measure, tighten them up a little bit, measure each corner, move it slightly. It's about a 70 mil overhang on each corner on both sides, so nice and even. Tightened it up on the bottom. Now we're just removing the paint, the paint tape, or the tape, and I'm gonna have to lift up that light by the looks of it because it's going to hit on the thing. Yeah, so stay tuned. Next video, we're going to go through all the accessories and see how they mount on here. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good. All right, say goodbye.
Later.